Since we've been through the training, since we started, the unit got closer. I think it started when we first started training and we were sitting in that circle, and each one of us started sharing stories, personal stories that I've never heard from some of these guys. I think that was a door that was open for our unit to start sharing more with each other.
I needed it. I needed that circle. I was going through it tough, man. That was the worst year for me being on the job. I love the officers and I love my culture, and they were at odds. And I felt like I was in the middle. You know, you take it home and there's only so much you can put on your wife because you don't want her to have to deal with that stuff. You know, your friends don't get it. Your parents don't really get it. That circle gave me a chance to open that bottle up and let some of that stuff out, and people were just listening, no judgment, taking it all in, and it gave me hope to have that open forum where I can just say what I want and get it off my chest, because I've been keeping it in also. I saw some of the toughest cops I know, in tears by halfway through the day, and I was one of them, and you don't expect that. You expect everyone to be kind of standoffish. We're cops, we don't really want to put all our business out there like that, but.
I was shocked at how much the officers were able to really express themselves, because generally we kind of keep everything in. We don't really show our feelings too much because, when we work, you can't really do that. It could be the difference between life or death. It was good to see everybody just kind of open up and start to see that we're all kind of going through the same thing, and we all are carrying this baggage.
That's what this training does. It tells you about yourself, stuff that you didn't even know was bothering you, stuff that I'm not gonna even speak about, but you feel the need, the urge to need to get it off your chest, and it helps you. And then that blessing for you is going to bless so many other people that witnesses that and sees that, and they feel what you feel, and they can man, I was going through something similar and then it's just a snowball effect.
What helped me going through this training was that it defined the way I was feeling. I knew I felt a certain way, but I couldn't express it, or I didn't know the definition of it. Why do I feel like this? Or is it okay to feel like this? I would take things home, take it home to the point where I would get sick or just overwhelmed. At the long run, I realized I was hurting myself.
It was hard for me at first to try to open up because even though they were coworkers, they were still strangers to me. But after a while, I felt comfortable, and I'm hearing people tell their stories okay, well, shoot, if they're brave enough to open up, then okay, I guess I'll open up too.
I found that my colleagues are dealing with the same things that I am, and some of them probably even worse. There's a lot of times, like we say, we don't really express our feelings.
Sitting in the circle and hearing, fellow officers, listening to them, and, yeah, I'm not alone.
I think it's helped me personally in the sense where I'm doing more listening and more of focusing on what's going on now versus what if and the future stuff.
This program helped us all slow down and say, okay, let's try to understand why they have this opinion. And when you take a bigger picture look, it's pretty easy to see.
When I'm getting information that I might not necessarily like or agree with, just be there kind of in the moment, not just be quick to react, just practicing the breathing methods and then thinking before I actually speak, before, I take the next step.
We hide our feelings rather well, but I think if we go to a call, for example, and it's a very dangerous call, take a step back and say, okay, what are we going to do? Don't rush into it. Really think about the process of how to handle that situation. Not only will we be safe, our families will still have us around, more importantly, but the community will be taken care of.
We'll count on you.
Mm-hmm. They could count on us, exactly.
I think most training with LAPD is geared to making the individual a better officer. This training was geared more to making the individual healthier and a better person. But then you flip that and say, well, if you get a better person and a healthier person, you get a better officer.